Hi guys, my name is Bonnie
My name's Sarah.
and welcome to another Tech Tuesday. We're filming today from our new ILC display floor, which is really exciting.
It is.
And this is our first time filming, so we're also really excited to be here with you. So bear with us, please. During March, we're focusing on AT that keeps you safe and secure.
Exactly. So we thought we'd do an episode focusing on a vital type of assistive technology, personal alarm systems. Now, we've had some great in-depth questions from some of our @chatters, but we thought we'd start with some more of the basic questions first.
Yeah, so we have a lot of people coming in through the ILC to ask about personal alarms, so we talk about this a lot here. A question we hear quite a lot is, what is the difference between monitoring and non-monitoring?
Yeah. And monitoring basically means that the device goes through to a 24-hour emergency call centre, where there are staff waiting to answer those emergency calls. Non-monitored devices will call through to your chosen contacts, whether they be family, friends, or neighbours.
Yeah, so monitored option, which means it'll go through to the 24-hour monitored service, might be a really good option for people that don't have family and friends close by, or family and friends that can answer the phone all the time, because you know, emergencies don't always happen during waking hours. It might be 3 a.m. in the morning. It might be when your emergency contacts are in a really important meeting and they don't have their phone on them. So it is a really good backup to have somebody there waiting to answer the call all the time.
Definitely. Yep.
Yeah.
It's a great answer, Bonnie. Another frequent question our OTs at the ILC get is, what is GPS tracking and what sort of devices can GPS track?
Yeah, so GPS tracking has a lot of options, and I'll go through them a little bit with you today. GPS tracking is available for community-based personal alarms. Obviously, the home-based alarms, when it's activated, it only works within a certain range, so you'll know that the person's at home, whereas community-based alarms, if you activate them out and about, you could be at the shops, you could be at a friend's house. Yeah, so it's really important to have that tracking. GPS allows your family and friends to log on and see your location at any time they want. So if they rock up at your house and they find that you're not home, then they can have a quick look and know that you're safe. It's a good peace of mind for your family.
Yeah, it's a great feature.
Yeah. It also means that if the person using the device, they activate the call, it will send out a text message to the family or your nominated contacts with a link to GPS maps. Or Google Maps, I think. So it shows their location on a map, so that when the call comes through, if the person is unable to describe where they are to the helpline, then they'll be able to see that straight away.
Exactly.
Yes. GPS tracking also offers a feature called geofencing, which is where you can set up a virtual parameter around, it might be the house, so that should the person venture outside of that set parameter, it will automatically set off that alarm.
Exactly. And this can also look like a watch, wearable pendants, jewellery and other devices that can be placed in, say, a handbag or an item of clothing.
Yeah, and also be mindful that these are not always 100% accurate in narrowing down the exact location of the person. So it might give you a bit of an area about where they are, and it will be quite a small area, but it might not tell you exactly which house they're in and what room they're in. They're also not designed to work in rural or remote areas, so they do use the cellular reception. So if a person ventures out into an area that has low reception, it may not pick them up exactly where they are now if there's no reception, but it will show the last known location where it was able to pick up reception, so at least you'll be able to know where they were last.
Exactly. Yep.
Right, another question that we have is that people ask us a fair bit about falls detection and what that looks like and how it comes in our personal alarms.
Exactly, Bonnie. So falls detection is a way to automatically activate the emergency call by picking up if the user has experienced a fall. Depending on the device, it may call through to chosen preset contacts of family and friends, or it might go through to a 24-hour monitored call centre. Falls detection can come in the feature of a pendant, so home or community-based options, an app on your smartphone, or an app on your smartwatch.
Lovely.
Next question. When people use our national equipment database to search potential options, they will need to establish what is the difference between landline, SIM card, and internet options.
Yeah, so the 3 options are categories on our website. So sometimes we have people stop at this list and think, I don't really know where I fit. So I thought I'd go through them with you today so it makes a little bit more sense. So the first one is landline options, and as it suggests, it connects through to your landline at home. So when you set up your personal alarm for your home-based alarm, you'll plug it into your landline connection. Now, that means if there's an issue with the landline or it's been cut off for works, this device won't work because to make a call, it will need that connection. However, if it's got a backup SIM card inside it, it will move on to the backup SIM card, which brings me to the second option, which is SIM card only. So when you set these products up, you will plug them into the mains power so it can get electricity, but it will actually have a SIM card inside it, so there's no need to connect it to your landline. These products often come with a backup battery as well, so that if the power goes out, then it can use the backup battery and the SIM card to make that call. So in power outages, you can still make calls because, like I said, emergencies don't always happen during the best times.
Exactly.
And the final one is internet. These options will be for the people that have had their landline completely removed from their house, or if they've built a house without a landline connection. So these work off the internet connection rather, and they don't need a SIM card or a landline to operate. Yeah. So another question that we got a lot previously was what's going to happen when the NBN comes in. Now, the NBN is very much here now.
Yes.
We're all connected up to the NBN, but I think the next phase of the NBN and personal alarms and what impact that will have is what happens when my old line gets cut off and I have to move on to the NBN. So I thought we'd discuss it now so that we have a bit of a plan.
Exactly. So some of the home-based systems are still not NBN compatible. This means that they don't have a backup battery or a backup SIM card. In the event of a power outage, NBN compatible personal alarms can still operate, whereas the ones that aren't compatible just won't work.
Yeah.
These days, most systems, though, are NBN compatible. If you're about to connect to the NBN, you may not need to replace your existing personal alarm system. But if you're in doubt, just give the supplier of your personal alarm system a call to establish whether it is NBN compatible or not.
Yeah. And if you have any questions, again, we're here to help as well. So now we're moving on to questions from our @chatters actually. So Larry asked us, is there any alert device that works through a computer? It could be eye gaze, a special type of louder, different voice to alert people.
Thanks, Larry. That's a great question from you. Computers can be loaded with communication software and used with eye gaze or switches. You could assign a button within your communication software to play a loud bell tone that could, say, be heard from another room using a baby monitor.
Yep.
Dedicated communication devices also work as a computer. So some communication devices, eye gaze, switch and direct touch, can connect via Bluetooth to your mobile phone or call or send a text to a family member. Bear in mind, though, that in an emergency, your communication device might not be in the right position for the use with alternative access methods such as eye gaze. So it would be very important to make sure that you have another way of calling for assistance.
I see. So if it's making a sound, it comes through the device itself.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So you set up a baby monitor in the room so that it can pick up that sound and then send it to another room.
Exactly right. A bit like a pager system.
Yeah. Okay. Now moving on.
That's me. So moving along, Karen has a specific question about smartwatches. And she asks, I'd like to know more about using a smartwatch, i.e. an Apple Watch, as a duress alarm. I'm aware there are apps out there now that can be installed that will allow you to go through to a call centre if you require that. Thanks. I currently have the iHelp duress alarm.
All right. Thanks, Karen. We love this question, mostly because it pushed us, because we didn't actually know the answer to this one. So we went away, did some research, and we want to thank you for helping us expand our knowledge. That's what we're all about here at the ILC. So what I can tell you is that the Apple Series 4 watch has built-in SOS call. So this doesn't go through to your family and friends, unfortunately, or a monitoring system. It goes straight to 000. So you're making that call to 000 using that built-in emergency call button. what it can do is you can set 3 contacts into that watch. When you do contact 000, it will send those 3 contacts a text message just to say that you've accessed 000 and you're on the phone to them right now. So your family and friends are aware that there is an emergency, but it's being dealt with at the moment. Remember, if you're using this feature on Apple Watch or even any type of smartwatch, it might be Samsung, Android, Apple, whatever it might be, you will need to have your phone close by if it doesn't have a SIM card inside it. So really important to remember. And Karen, lastly, we're actually not aware of any apps that can go through to a 24-hour monitored call system, or call centre, but there are certainly many apps out there that are sort of designed for calling for help. So it might go through to your family and friends, it might go through to 000, but if you're aware of an app that goes through to a 24-hour monitoring service, we'd love to know, and we'd love to, again, expand our knowledge a bit more.
Yeah, definitely. And now our final question comes from Sarah. Thanks, Sarah, and what a lovely name you have. Have you ever switch adapted the Live Life pendant as per above? And if so, who did it for you?
So yes, you can absolutely switch adapt personal alarms. You can switch adapt both community-based and home-based options. Now, unfortunately, we don't do switch adapting here at the ILC, but we are aware of organisations that can do that for you, and they've done it many times in the past. They have technicians, they may have OTs or specialists that can have to chat to you about what it might look like, because it will be different for each person's access method. And yeah, it would be worth, if you've got a primary therapist involved too, getting them on board to help you out with that process as well.
Yeah, and we'll also include some links to their contact information as well.
Yes, we'll put that below. So that's actually it from us today. I hope you got some useful information out of us, and thank you to all the AtChatters that sent in questions for us.
Yes, thank you everyone. If you have any further questions at all, please don't hesitate to leave a comment below, and let's just keep this AtChat going.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.